Whatever you do, never run back to what broke you. Frank Ocean. Welcome back to another episode of Sis and Giggles. I am your host, Karen.
I'm Keisha.
Today we are going to be talking about breakups, specifically expectations around breakups, like who gets the property, who gets the friends, who gets the pets, like what are the boundaries with breaking up. We're going to explore all of that today. But before we jump into the episode, I made us a cocktail and I'm just going to call it Cuba. I used Cuban rum that I had from when we went to Cuba, actually. And I made us a pineapple citrus fruit. I'm sorry, a pineapple citrus
Have you been
passion
drinking?
fruit. No, I'm hungry. I need to eat. Leave me alone. I probably don't, but I'm going to drink anyway. So that's what I made for us today. Cheers up. And y'all, for some episodes, we actually want to partner with like some restaurants, caterers, and stuff like that and start trying their food. Because although we love to cook, Keisha loves to bake. Just be tired. So if anyone out there is interested in having us try your food, introduce your food, rather it is a sweet or a savory treat, let us know.
So we're going to talk about breakups, right? For the most part, we've all been through a breakup, going through a breakup, or we'll have a breakup. You know, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So tell me, how do you handle a breakup? So, you know, breakups used to be easy. All right, you go your way, I go my way, whatever. But the older you get, the more entwined you're in somebody's life. So it's like, I have this with you, I have that with you. Maybe you pay this bill. Maybe we have a pet, a goldfish, a turtle, you know, like kids. So how do you handle a breakup? Like when it's your fault, when it's their fault?
Oh, that's a good question. Does it change how you handle it depending on whose fault it is?
Look at yours. Yes. Because if it's your fault, then
you want your
red up, down, whatever, get out my house, do this, I'm taking this, blah, blah. But if it's my fault, don't do that.
I so that not if it's your fault, don't do you that. Oh man, the double standard. For me, I would definitely say breakups are more complicated the older you get because you've probably intertwined things. Especially considering like if y'all started like really, I don't want to just say mixing and mingling, but like say you're really close to that person's family or like you've really joined, like genuinely joined their friend circle. Like, do you still call their mama and check in? Do you still reach out to their dad or their aunt and see how they're doing? Is it a time limit type of thing?
So let's start with the top of our list. So how do you handle a breakup? Let's start with the living situation. So let's just say it was at nobody's fault. It's kind of like a mutual disagreement and you're living with this person. What are your expectations? Are you leaving? Is he leaving? Like, this ain't even like it's my house and you came with me. It's more like we moved into this place. So let's just set everything at a equal playing field. If you break up with this person, stay tomorrow, y'all moved into this place together, what would you expect that person to do?
It would depend on a lot of factors. Like, absent that person, first question is, can you afford the place? I think that's a big first question. Are you guys in a lease right now? Like, can you even get out of your lease? If not, what does that look like? Like, I luckily haven't had this situation, but I have heard of like people having to stay with their exes because either they are trapped in a lease or they can't afford to move out. So I honestly think it depends on a bunch of factors. Now, if it's a situation where like this was like my house or my apartment first, then yeah, like respectfully, you'll probably have to go.
Respectfully, disrespectfully,
Yeah.
get out of my
Yeah.
house. Basically what you're saying. So if we moved in together, if it's my fault, I'm probably going to leave. Now, I've been in a relationship where me and a guy lived together and it wasn't going the way I thought it was going to be, so I left. I wish I would have took my goddamn Ninja blender and crock pot, but when I left, I left everything. And I just didn't want to be a part. Like, I didn't want the headache. I didn't want this is mine, this is yours. I'm going to leave. You can have it. You can give me half of what we paid for on everything, and then I'm gonna just go off of that. And our situation wasn't mutual. It was like, this ain't gonna work. And I tried to be friends, and then stuff went sideways the last moment that we were together. And yeah. So I left, and I'm just because I'm a non-confrontational person. Like, I'm not gonna deal with this back and forth. Like, some people could be really petty when it's time to, time to break up, time to, I bought you this, you bought me this. Like, you can have it. I would rather just leave out the situation. So, if we were in a lease and I could not afford to leave, because I left when I went back to my parents' house. I mean, I didn't want to because I've been living, on my own for so long. But sometimes you have to go back to go forward. If I didn't have that option, then yeah, he would have to leave. Like, be a man, figure it out. Like, and I would, in my mind, I feel like that's kind of like the gentleman thing to do. But nowadays you hear of a lot of men that are leaving their wives and asking the wives to leave the house with the kids. Like, what kind of whole shit is that?
They got a different breed of men these days. Like, that's crazy.
A man, you just happen to have a penis.
Yeah. What? Or like, even again, I feel like finances come into play. Like, if you're someone who you can afford to leave, and especially if it's your fault, then leave and go in peace, right? Like, rather it be you have to thug it out in a hotel for a few weeks before you find a place, which I know that can add up. That's why I said it depends on finances. Rather be you have to stay with a friend for a week or something like that. But yeah, I feel like if it is your fault, then you should be the person to leave, or at the very least, like, put that preference on the person that didn't do the wrong, if that makes sense.
Whoever did the wrong in the situation should be the one that's leaving out, because you did wrong. I mean, that's just my way of thinking. Everybody think of
or I want to say the person that did the wrong, right? Like, the person who is choosing to end it if it's not mutual. I feel like if it's mutual, then y'all will probably have much different conversations around like what separating looks like.
Definitely. All right. Finances. So what do you do when your financial situation is intertwined? Or if that person's the main breadwinner and you...
Child, that's a difficult one. I feel like, and you don't have nothing to fall back on, then you either got to have a conversation with that person. So I know a girl that I know, she told me the story about how her ex-fiance called off their wedding. And it blindsided her. She was very sad about it, obviously depressed about it. But she said the one thing she respected is that they lived together, which he moved in her house. But he still paid her mortgage for like, I want to say maybe 4 to 6 months, just because he was like, I know I've been your financial partner. I know this is obviously abrupt, not the way you saw things going, but he was man enough to still like think about her and her situation. He wasn't just like, oh, well, I'm out, figure it out. Like, but that is how some men are.
Probably 85% of the men. And I applaud him for even doing that, because she could have been asked out, right? And sometimes in the
Don't.
they just, you come home
Don't.
being there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that can just get sticky.
I will circle back to this, like I said before, my previous thing. I always have a backup. Like, if me and you not working, and I know that you're like the sole breadwinner, I have something in the background. Like, if I'm not making money, then I may have credit. You know, my credit is good where I can kind of like sustain what's happening for at least 6 months, and then find a job or find a different situation. So, ladies, please just be mindful of some stuff that's going out there. And I think that if you're in a relationship, you can see where it's going. You know, there are some times where you are blindsided, right? But for the most part, like, you can see like, this person is pulling away from me. They didn't do what they once did. Maybe they're not, you know, as affectionate as before. So I do feel like, kind of start thinking,
don't ignore the signs.
do not ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. If he going out with his boys to play basketball, not a little too long. What, girl, look, y'all be seeing that TikTok? It's like two girls that I've came across, and they always say like, when he want to spend time with the boys, and she dressed. Yes. We all spending time. Like, what are we doing? So, you know, I don't know, just like, if you've been with someone long enough, you kind of pick up on their habits. So you can kind of see when things are shifting and what's happening. And also, not being afraid to have those conversations about like, what's going on. Hey, I've noticed this. Like, how do we make this change? Because if you just are blind to what's happening, then when the breakup conversation happens, it's your fault, because you knew it and you just, oh, it's gonna be okay, blah blah blah. Like, you have to, that's communication. Like, you have.
But some people really be flip of a switch. Like, it can happen quick. Like, sometimes you don't have a lot to prepare. Sometimes like, it just seems very different the last couple months or the last couple weeks. And then it's like, you can't build up typically in a couple months what you need to sustain you for 6 months. So that's why I'm a firm believer in, like you said, always having like your own nest egg just in case. Oh man, there is a meme. I sent it to you the other day, and this is by Ghetto Labs with a Z. But it says exes who co-parent dogs together are so unserious. Like, bro, please take Lassie and get gone. Why are y'all doing this?
Why? Because there's always one person, I feel like, that cares for the pet more than you do. And even if you're breaking up with this person, that pet is not an actual physical child. Please take Lassie, and like, if it's going to cut down confusion, then you can have the dog. And that goes back into me being a non-confrontational person. If you don't want my dog, I'm gonna keep my dog.
And no judgment to people who have no. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get sharing pets like after a breakup. Again, like, I get if like it was a mutual breakup and every now and then after some time, maybe like y'all might be like, oh yeah, we can get together for ice cream and I'm gonna bring the dog with me or something like that.
I had a puppy. Yeah, I bought a puppy when I was in college. I thought it was cute. And long story short, my sister and her boyfriend at the time basically took the dog, and they're no longer together. But he still has the dog, and it's not like a give me back my dog situation. Like, Pep's in good hands. If we want to see Pep, you know, we can see the dog. But at this point, Pep like 100 and so, you know, small dogs never die. FYI. Like, I had fell down this rabbit hole on TikTok about chihuahuas being like 20 years old. And it was like, you ever had this dog that doesn't want to die? And it's like, the theme is,
wow,
chihuahuas never die. So somewhere out there, that your killed Taco Bell dog is somewhere. All he did was say, you killed Taco Bell.
You killed Taco Bell. Yeah, but they put hats on them, you know.
Yeah, like plush teddy bears and stuff like that. My auntie had all of them. It was very weird. I was like, why do you have all these? Anyway, all right. So what do you do with friends?
If those people were like your friends, I'm not talking about like, oh, we friends just because you're friends with my man or you're friends with my girl. But like, if you developed like a genuine relationship with that person, like separate from the relationship with your partner, I think you can still like keep in touch with friends or maintain that relationship as long as the friend also understands like where your boundaries lie and y'all are just able to like figure that out. But like, if it ain't really your real friend, right? Because you have those situations where you like, oh, that's my boyfriend friend, or that's like my husband friend. Like, if that's not really your real friend, let that shit go too.
But then some people meet like really good friends through their ex, and then it's like that person has a loyalty with the ex. It's like, I really miss you as a friend.
That's what I said. I feel like if you have a really genuine connection with the person, like, don't automatically X them out.
If they're like, well, this is childish, but what if they're like, I want to be your friend, but such and such can't know, like your ex can't know. Like we could be friends on a low, like a sneaky link friend.
Okay. Then I'd be like, girl, we too grown for that. Like, you my friend or no?
It's hard to make friends as an adult. So you probably feel like
one of my friends, he still be mad because basically he was with a girl for maybe like 2 years or something. And so all his friends became her friends. And he be a little salty, but then it's like he also understands at the end of the day, like she was around for 2 years, like they hung out without him, like they genuinely developed relationships with her. Every situation is a little bit different. I also think it depends on like your maturity level, the maturity level of the friends as well. I'm a firm believer in like you do need time and space after a breakup though, like from everything related to that person.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I stand with it. I think it just really depends on different factors.
Yeah. My friends are my friends, and your friends are your friends. You know.
Do you want your ex to be friends with your friends after y'all break up?
No.
Me either. I'm saying all this, but like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some type of way, maybe I don't want to feel like the world revolves around Keisha, but some kind of way, like the conversations are going to come back to me and we're not together, so I don't need to know my business.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Like, I don't follow me on Instagram. Don't like block me. It ain't even know how I feel. Is I just don't want, like, I'm one of those people, like, once we're done, we're done. I broke up with somebody because they were chewing peanuts. Terrible. Like, close your mouth. This ain't gonna work for me. I'm over you. Goodbye.
No, I feel like I'm one of those people too. Like, I have to completely detach. And there's like a small window. I don't know. Like, there might be a small window where it's just like that transition period. But like, I need to detach because truth be told, like, and we can get into family too. Like, even with that, the reality is, like, I could love your family to death, but I'm not going to be able to be a part of that family unit. Realistically, like, we're not together, and I'm not about to be the ex that's still coming around, hanging out with your family. Like, I had someone tell me a story the other day, and she was like, yeah, like, the ex still comes to like family cookouts and gatherings and stuff like that. That shit is weird to me. That's weird to me.
That is very weird, but okay. So a friend of mine and I had a conversation about her ex, and they had been dating for literally 20 something years.
Oh, damn.
And she has a sister, and the ex is the sister's daughter's god.
Ooh, that's complicated.
So how do you handle a situation when you're that intertwined in a family, right? Like, it was like, we need something, call this person. They did this. And it was
Right. You can't be like, I revoke my goddaughter card.
you can't. Because like he was a really good person and they met really young and a lot of life experiences happened. And it was one situation after another situation. It just was like, let's just call it quits. And when you've been knowing somebody for 20, 25 years and say you're only like 30 something, 38 or whatever, that person is literally like a part of you. That's family. Like that's family. So it's very weird to experience that, I will say. Because now she's like, well, I don't know how to handle it with like, what should I say as far as like the godparent aspect of it? Like, of course, be there for your godchild, if something does arise, but you still have to respect that person's feelings. Like, yeah, I don't want you, because they've moved on and got a girlfriend. It's like, how do you bring the new person into a situation like your ex's family? Like, that's not fair, because you're not together and it may be cordial, it may not be cordial, but you have to remove yourself from that.
Yeah.
And only come around when it's necessary. Like if it's dealing with that godchild. And I would even say bring the girlfriend. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say that's why I say like every situation is different, because that can get real sticky.
it could get,
Because I get so I still have, oh Lord, hope I don't get nobody in trouble. I still have, I call him uncle. He's not actually my uncle, but he was around for a lot of the time I was growing up. He honestly never fully detached from the family, meaning he always checked in. Like he'll stop by to my parents' house just to see them. Like he still refers to like me and my sister as like his niece. Um, and like granted, he's not at like Easter or like the family barbecue, but like still pops in and comes around and checks in on us and stuff like that too. Um Now my aunt has nothing to do with him, right? She just be like, she don't ever have to see him or interact with him or anything, but he still does come around us from time to time and talk to us.
I don't necessarily see nothing wrong with that, because it's not like, I can see if your parents be like, hey, if they didn't have a friendship outside of that and that situation, then it's weird. But it seems like they had a friendship outside of that, so it's like he's respecting your aunt in the sense of not coming around when she's around. Yeah, you get that, especially if he's been around for
like all my childhood, like that's what I knew him as, like when I was really young. So,
side note, what if this has nothing to do with relationship, but if your friend breaks up with a friend, like let's say you have a
friend breakup,
yeah, do you break up with that friend too?
Not necessarily. I think it depends on why the friends broke up in the first place. And I think it depends on, the biggest thing for me is like, why did they break up in the first place? Like, if it was on like some super snaky, like this person just completely messed over you type stuff, then it's like, oh, is that a person that I can even trust if they would do that to somebody else? Like, for instance, say we're not friends anymore because, I don't know, you slept with my husband. Like that, that's a big friendship red flag. And I would be like, how could you do that to XYZ? Like, I don't even know if I could trust you anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it was like something lighter, like say their personalities just didn't mesh, or they didn't see a situation the same way, then I would say it's still okay to be like friends with them. Yeah. What you think?
Like you said, it depends on the reasons why that person broke up. Now, if my friend is the one that's like has the issues, I'd be like, I'm gonna have to break up with my friend and still be friends with the friend that she broke up with. I mean, every situation is different, and you just have to evaluate it for what it is. Like I said before, I'm gonna see you how you are, and I'm gonna treat you as such. That's. So let's just say after the breakup, what is your healing time? Like, do you feel like it's okay to jump out of one serious relationship into another serious relationship? Do you feel like the person that you met right after the serious relationship is like just a fling, a rebound? What are your thoughts?
So I don't think it's okay to jump from one serious relationship to another. Like, I feel like, regardless of if people want to admit it, like, if you were in a serious relationship, you need some sort of time to heal and process. And really and truly, like, especially, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like especially men don't take time to like sit down and process their emotions as often or as well as women do. But they're the ones, I feel like, a lot of the times that jump into new serious relationships. Like, there's this one couple that I knew, they broke up, and maybe like 2 months, and like they were together for years, had a kid together and everything. And like maybe 2 months later, I see him like posting with another woman, like making videos with her.
Do you think that they were in a relationship before?
Ooh, I don't know why they broke up. That's a good thought. I don't know why they broke up, but I was just like, ain't no way you healed in less than 2 months and now you in a serious public relationship with somebody else.
You know what? And a lot of people feel like the best way to get over somebody,
Right. But getting under somebody and being in a serious
because if you
relationship with
post it on
them,
social media,
that's what I'm saying. Like, those are two different
yeah.
things to me. Like, it's cool if you want to go out there and, just dilly dally around, as long as you're being honest with yourself and the people. Yeah.
And the person. Yeah.
But going like just relationship hopping, I don't think that that is healthy long term. I don't think that people should do it. Um, yeah, I just think it's a bit much. And maybe because I pour so much into my relationships, like, I need healing time. I feel like I give a lot in my relationships. Like, I also take relationships very seriously. Like, it's not like, oh, this is my boyfriend because like I kind of like him for the last 3 weeks. Now we together. I'm usually not like that with people. So for me, like after a breakup, I be needing time to heal. Like, really and truly, I need time to process. I need time to feel my feels. I need time to like figure out like what happened or what went wrong, and just like have a minute to sit with that.
I think that there are people that are like habitual serious relationship people. Like, they feel like they're not home unless they have another half. And that's I don't want to say them problem, but I feel like you need to know yourself before you can be with somebody else. I wholeheartedly believe that everybody should have some alone time. Like, you should be able to function by yourself, be okay. When I broke up with my ex, I was single for about a year, and it was just like me, and I had a roommate at the time, and we just chilling. Like, I knew who I was, I knew what I liked. I had some friends, I met some friends. Like, I was able to do things outside of being in a relationship. Now, I do feel like if you are getting out of a serious relationship, that you should not automatically jump into another serious relationship, because honestly, that's the time for you to regroup, like you said before, heal. And if you want to see somebody, or if you just want to have sex or something like that,
Yeah.
it's okay to have fun. I feel like everybody should have fun. But why do you have to be so serious so fast? Like, you just got out of a serious relationship. Like, chill out. I don't know. That's just me. But, I'm not saying that you shouldn't or you should. I am not a relationship guru. I'm just me. But me personally, I'm not getting out of a serious relationship to get back into a serious relationship, because
Same. And like, I don't think it's healthy. Like, especially like, I mean, even if the breakup was mutual, I still feel like you need that time and distance to, like you said, be to yourself. Just be to yourself, really. Whatever that looks like for you. But like, especially if it wasn't a good breakup or a healthy breakup, like, baby, you need some time, because a lot of those same habits you just gonna bring into the next relationship. you know?
Get back to getting to know you and, you know, I don't know, get that person's energy off of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big energy person. Like, we got to do some cleansing, some saging. Yeah, let's get rid of some items.
Yeah. I don't know. Tell us what you think. Do you think it's okay to jump into one serious relationship after another? What do you do after breakups? Who gets what?
Who gets what? How do
you
y'all
co-parent the
decide?
dog, turtle, or
Yeah.
lizard, or do you just let them have it? Ooh, what if you like break up, and this is it, but what if you like break up right before you're supposed to get married and you have a honeymoon plan? Are you going on that honeymoon trip? Because I'm going.
So, still definitely go. I would potentially see if I could like change the location if that was possible. Like maybe just change the hotel. It don't even have to be like changing flights and all of that. But I would still definitely go, baby. I'm gonna enjoy that, especially if it's paid for.
Yeah, I feel like it's a stress reliever at that point. Like, I'm not about to be at home. I'm gonna be sad. I'd rather be out of the country sad. So you guys let us know. Make sure to follow us on all of the socials, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you guys have any suggestions on what our next topic should be, please drop it in the comments and discussion boards on. Karen, do you have anything for us?
I don't have anything.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Toodles.